Assalamu alaikum. I am back on here on our channel, Enlightenment with yours truly, life coach Valshay, aka Aisha. Every time I get in front of this camera, I'm always adjusting. So, excuse me for the shaking of my camera, but thank you for staying tuned, staying subscribed, hitting the like button, and sharing. I am back on the channel here today, as always, sometimes doing vlogs, sometimes just sharing a part of my day, but today I'm back on here just to enlighten and share my foresight, to inspire and uplift, encourage, and aid others, and motivate and teach others to grow in a positive way. So, last time I left off, I don't really remember what my last video was, but planning and intention, and that's what I've been implementing a lot on my new journey here. I've been just staying present, being intentional with my actions and or decisions, ensuring that everything that I'm doing is surrounding my intention and proper planning. Now, I don't think there's one way you can plan things. I don't think there's one way you can show intention, but your action shows the characteristics of those words, you know? Sorry if I get distracted. My window's behind me, so sometimes, all the time I can hear every sound from outside. So when it starts raining, it sounds like a shower's running. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So, and through your actions, through your actions, the characteristic shows in what you do. For example, plan and intention, and that's what I carry through every step of the way on my journey. This part of my journey now that I'm coming on here to share with you is about healing. For me, healing is about growth, clarity, discernment, properly used, focusing on yourself and particular people and things that you only want to keep close to you during your time of healing. And it can be many things to you. Another part of my journey in healing is doing a lot of writing. And I do a lot of writing. I've done a lot of writing previous to my new journey in healing now, starting this year, but I do it now more so not on the basis of I have to write something. I gotta make sure I write something for the day, just to get my thoughts out, even if I had nothing to say. But now, with using intention and planning as a part of my healing, I want to just let that energy flow through me when those words come. Then that's when I see fit that I can actually write something down that means something more that I can look back on and read and feel proud of myself for putting that down on paper. Because for me, I don't have anyone to share that with, so putting it down on paper is my way of sharing it, and it's a safe place for me to share my thoughts. And I feel motivated, or inspired rather, through my enlightenment to come on here to sometimes share those thoughts that I write down on paper with you all. And I know I can trust you all, and know that the love is here, know that positivity is here, that heavenly energy flows through our channel, and we are protected and provided for by Allah. So I am very, very grateful to have you welcome me in through your laptops, your TVs, your phones, tablets, just listening, and hopefully this can help inspire someone, enlighten, one of y'all out there, and just know that you're not alone. The thoughts of how I may continue healing has been circling through my mind. In the mind of so many memories, thoughts, and so much more play out like a stage with the scene set, but you're only emotionally and mentally there. The reality I'm in is at a different time, a different place, and wavelength. Each memory holds its own time, location, and energetic space. To me, that's why it takes so much internally to healing. So if that doesn't make sense to you, for me, because every memory holds something sacred to me energetically, and it holds a different time, space, and wavelength, I have to go within, which takes a lot internally to heal. Healing is never ending. Healing means to access all emotions, mental space, energy, spirit, and physical. And to assess past events in order to live in the present. That's what healing means to me from my perspective. At least that is my definition, because I live this process each day. Whether waking up, eating, exercising, or activities, or going to sleep. How do you begin healing? What is your process? And maybe that's something you can ask yourself. How do you begin healing? What is your process? And what works for you, Always be reminded that your life is centered around what you allow in your mind. The world is a stage. Set the scene and choose your role. You owe yourself everything. And that's what I'm reminded of every day. The world is a stage. Set the scene and choose your role. Life is precious, and sometimes we don't see that because we're either focused on the future, focused on the past. But if everybody could just remain present and open, how much could that change? Could that change the war we're going through right now? Could that bring peace? Could that stop poverty? Could that end world hunger? Could that block any violent thoughts? Keep away the evil that's just lurking around the corner in this world? You never know what day is yours. So focus on your healing. I know I am. I have to be a better me every day. And I hope that this blessed someone out there. I know my process for me is blessing me by Allah, that He keeps His strength in me, because it's not my own strength, it's His that comes through me. But I pray that this runs through you as the same. Thank you for coming on here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And it doesn't cost anything to just like it. I love you all. I appreciate you for allowing me to have your attention in this moment. And you have a blessed day.